I am so excited to share that I got my first ever doormat order on Etsy. And I have a few different doormat designs in my shop, and out of all of them, it was a Christmas themed one. Which I'm thinking that because they live in a different country and shipping can take a while when you're shipping internationally, I'm thinking that they just wanted to get a head start on holiday shopping. But I wanted to get started on this doormat right away because it usually will take me a day to make a doormat, cutting out the stencil and then applying the multiple layers of paint and letting it dry. It does take a while. I like using a stencil made out of just permanent vinyl. And then once I apply the stencil and get it where I want, I will use my mini heat press on the lowest setting and just tap the vinyl to get it to stick to the doormat really well. I've tried using freezer paper in the past. I know some people really like that method, but I haven't gotten it to work. If I start selling doormats more often, maybe I would look into that. But I just have a bunch of black permanent vinyl that I don't really use that much for my projects, so it doesn't bother me to use a lot of it to make a stencil. And after multiple layers of paint and letting it dry in between, I do like taking the stencil off while it's still a little bit wet. And then I go in with a smaller paintbrush and touch up any spots that need a little bit more paint. And then once it's completely dry, I will take it outside and spray it with a sealant to help protect it from the weather conditions. And I'll let that dry overnight before I package it up and ship it out in the morning. If it's going to be exposed to wear and tear and like rain and snow and stuff, it will fade over time, but I try to prevent that for as long as possible. Over the summer, my personalized tumblers have been selling really, really well. If you watched my last vlog, you'll know that I was having some problems with these tumblers. There was one brand that I was using that was frequently cracking in the mail despite me packaging them with multiple layers of bubble wrap. So I had to get rid of those. Other brand that I'm using that I do love, they've been having production issues with their colors. So I only have 3 or 4 colors that I can use. The sales of these tumblers have kind of stopped now that we're going into fall. So I'm thinking that I'm going to try to figure everything out in the beginning of next year in preparation for selling these in the spring and summer. I made a ton of new bookmarks for this craft market. I wish I read more. It was my goal this year and last year to read a book, and I didn't. I blame TikTok for my short attention span. I've tried to get into reading, and I just read the same paragraph over and over again because I don't remember what I read. It's sad because I used to love reading, so maybe I'll get back into it. Anyway, I saw someone else doing this at my last craft market, and I thought it was a really good idea to personalize your bags with your logo. So I just took my homemade stamp that I use for my orders and stamped my bags. You could also use stickers, but I thought this was a great way to advertise. And I also had made a bunch of glow-in-the-dark keychains, and I was trying to figure out how to let my customers know without them having to look at another sign. I don't want to overwhelm them with a bunch of signs all over the place. So I was like, oh, I should just make tags for them. So using my Cricut, I made these adorable little tags that just say, P.S. I glow in the dark, and I tied them to my keychains. Alright, everything is packed and we're ready to go, and I'll take you guys along with me. Now that this is my third market, setting up has gotten so much easier. I feel like my husband and I have a really good routine in place, and it only takes like an hour and a half from start to finish to set everything up, which is actually like not that bad. I mean, I feel like I have a lot of products that I have to set up, so that takes up the majority of the time, but it's not bad anymore. I've gotten into making beaded keychains, and I didn't have enough time to make like a lot for this market, so the holder is a little bit sparse, but I promise for the next one it will be more full and won't look so silly. I really obviously love crafting with my Cricut, and making glasses is still my absolute number one favorite thing to make. But I've really been liking making these keychains. I like that I'm able to do it myself, and it's really like sparked a wave of creativity in me that I hadn't felt in a while. I've been having a lot of fun just looking through the different beads and figuring out like what I could do with them, playing around with it, seeing what works, what doesn't work. It's like a whole new thing for me. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And if you want to see more crafting content from me, DIYs, tutorials, just subscribe to my channel and follow me on my other socials so that way you can keep updated when I post a new video. And I'll see you in the next one.